My husband, a beloved high school teacher, might be secretly cheating with a former student. Seeking advice on next steps and legal action. Original post, July 8, 2024. I am freaking out right now. My partner is a high school math teacher. He has been teaching for a decade now and has generally been praised by students, parents, other teachers, and the administration for how he does his job. We have been together for 7 years and got married in 2023. I have never worried about him being interested in his students. We have even discussed teacher-student relationships, and he has always expressed disgust, saying it is an abuse of power, even if the student is an adult. He has never been called out for being inappropriate, that I know of, never engaged with students over the weekend or summer, unless it is school-related, and even then, all contact is through school email or with parents. He generally refers to his students as his kids, and actively keeps a distance from developing too close of a relationship because he is young, attractive, and other male teachers recommended he do so. Here's what happened. Around March, we were at the movie theater one evening and I noticed a group of girls staring and pointing. I notified my partner, assuming they were his students, and he told me I was right. We did not go over to say hi. We have seen his students before out and about, and he says hi on a case-by-case basis but typically does not initiate, and they did not come to us. However, I noticed the rest of the girls playfully shoving one girl with lots of whispers, and the girl was staring at my husband sheepishly. I immediately thought she probably had a crush and honestly thought nothing of it until last weekend. We were celebrating Canada Day at a BBQ with family, and my husband was pretty wasted. At one point, he went to the bathroom and did not come back for so long. I was worried he was getting sick, so I checked on him. When I knocked and said it was me, he said he was okay and would be right out but did not unlock the door. He stayed in the bathroom for another 10 minutes. This was super unusual for him, but it could have been anything. Later that night, I woke up around 3 a.m. and he was not in bed. Worried again, I got up and found him on his phone in the living room. This is also unusual. When I asked what he was doing, he was definitely surprised and hit his phone screen. He said he could not sleep and did not want to wake me up by watching videos next to me in bed. We both went back to sleep together. The next morning, he was hungover and slept in. I went through his phone. I have never had a reason not to trust him, so I have never gone through his phone before. I found nothing of interest, except for the Snapchat app, which was not logged into. He used to use Snapchat but, from what I knew, had not in years. I honestly assumed nothing from finding the app and figured I was reading too much into things. Last night, I saw a Snapchat notification pop up on his phone while we were watching TV. It was out of the corner of my eye but the logo is too recognizable to mistake. My heart dropped because, knowing he was logged out last week, it means he is definitely using it secretly. I pretended like I did not notice and a couple of minutes later, he got up to take a long poop. I cried while he was in the bathroom. Shortly after, I said I was going to bed early and he stayed up without me. He is on summer break. When I got up for work, he was still passed out. I went on his phone and found no Snapchat app. It was then that I knew something was shady for sure, and when I looked up Snapchat on the home screen, it was there, just hidden in a folder of apps disguised as cooking and workout apps. He had not logged out of Snapchat, and when I opened it, there was only one conversation with a real human, and it was a girl. There was no evidence of conversation between them because, for those who do not know, Snapchat deletes previous messages for good. I was ready to confront him for cheating with basically no evidence but decided to keep snooping for something concrete. In that same disguised folder, I found that he had OnlyFans downloaded. The only content creator he was subscribed to had the same username as the woman on Snapchat, but it is his student. The one from the theater, who was blushing. I have never recognized a face so fast. I am 100% certain. We make fun of OnlyFans simps all the time, so I was already disgusted, but I actually threw up when I found this. I was scared I was going to wake him up and genuinely did not know what to do, so I put his phone back and left for work. At work, I did some sleuthing and was able to find the girl's Instagram and Twitter accounts. She is 18 and from grad photos I can tell with certainty that she attended my husband's school. The same OnlyFans link was in her Twitter bio. He has texted me normally throughout the day, and I have not responded to any but to tell him I have to go to my parents tonight, but in reality, I am still at work because I do not know what to do. The reality is that this is messed up, but she has graduated. Is this now just the same as any old affair? I don't even know if she was in any of his classes. I do not know what to think. I do not know what to do next. Lawyer. Should I ask my husband and see what he says? Should I ask her? Edit to add, does anybody know how to tell when an app was first downloaded? Too long, didn't read. My teacher husband is Snapchatting and subscribed to the OnlyFans of a student from his school who is 18. Help. Update. This blew up and there's too many comments to reply to. Update July 9th, 2024. Next day. My post blew up and there were many comments asking for updates, so I want to provide one. I read every single comment, but there were too many to reply to individually. To clarify a few things, no, I did not take pictures or screenshots of the Snapchats or OnlyFans. I was so upset that I did not even think about it until afterward, and I thought there would be another chance to get them. I realize I made a mistake. Regarding some of my early comments, my brain was still reeling. I am 100% leaving my husband, to make it clear. It took me some time to come to terms with what was actually happening and the fact that I was in denial, but Reddit helped me get there, so thank you. The comments were about 50-50 split between advising me to talk to a lawyer or to my husband first. The reality is that I did not think I had anywhere else to go at the time, and I was so emotional last night and felt like I needed to know. I wanted to confront him and rip off the band-aid. He called me while I was still at work, and I ended up telling him we needed to talk. He seemed thrown off by this and canceled plans to stay in. I did not get home for almost 3 hours after that, crying and deciding what to do. Ultimately, I went home. If you're ever in the same position, do not do what I did. I wanted to follow the advice of many comments by basically saying I know about her, but I really wanted to get pictures of the evidence first, so I planned on playing it cool, saying never mind, all is okay, until we went to sleep and then sneaking back on his phone. I shouldn't have said anything on the phone, but my emotions got the better of me. But when I walked in the house, I immediately felt like he knew that I knew. He said, "What's up?" super standoffish, just seemed off, and whatever I said on the phone must have tipped him off. Either that, or he was able to tell that I was on his phone in the morning somehow, pretending to be asleep? I'm not sure. So I couldn't control myself and got super emotional and confronted him on the spot. I asked if he had OnlyFans. It was the first thing out of my mouth, and he literally said no. What did you want to talk about? I told him I knew that he did and he denied. I told him I went on his phone this morning and scoffed and walked away. I followed him, crying and screaming that I knew he had OnlyFans and Snapchat. I told him that I was leaving him and finally cried out something about him cheating with his students. When I said that, he immediately turned around and asked what the fuck I was talking about. I told him that I knew about the girl, who was 18 years old, and his face genuinely turned into someone I didn't recognize. He immediately began yelling in my face that I didn't know what I was talking about, how dare I accuse him of sleeping with his students, and that I was crazy and trying to ruin his life. I was screaming back at him. I told him to open his phone and prove it, and he laughed in my face about how stupid somebody would be to do what I'm accusing him of, and basically threw his phone at my face and said, "Knock yourself out." As people can probably guess, there was nothing. He definitely knew before I got home. He was logged out of Snapchat, and when I asked him to log in and stop lying, he logged into a different account and asked me if I would drop it now. The first account had just the 18-year-old girl and a few AI accounts. This one had all his old college group chats and other people, including me. He gaslit me and swore he didn't have another account. He even suggested that I had dreamt all of this. At one point he finally admitted that he subscribed to an OF for a streamer during one of our intimacy lulls but never a student, and he swore he lied because he loved me and doesn't engage in that kind of behavior anymore. It was just hours of lies and gaslighting. He said that he knew which student I was talking about but that he's never spoken to her or taught her. He didn't recall the movie theater incident and accused me of imagining it too. He denied receiving Snapchat at all a few nights ago when I first saw it. He denied acting shady the days before. He denied everything. I was absolutely disgusted by him the whole night. As the conversation went on, he started to talk about how he's going to get us marriage counseling, that my trust issues can be worked on, and he would leave teaching if it's what it took for me to stay, but never admitted to anything with a student. Admittedly, I was starting to get a bit of a gaslight fog about the situation, believing some of what he was saying, but when he volunteered to leave teaching, I knew it was worse than I knew. Because teaching is his everything, he gave up an amazing opportunity which would have made him 3-4x the money and way more recognition to teach, and has never complained about his job a day in his life. We both know he loves his job more than he loves me. If this was truly all a misunderstanding, or if it was a one-off with a graduated non-student, I just think he would do more to protect his job and his career. He wouldn't just leave over crazy behavior from me. That immediately told me everything I needed to know, that he was panicking on the inside about me leaving and me telling people. Maybe because more happened with 18F than what I know, maybe because he's done this before, I'm not sure. But he fucked up bad. It's so late I was so exhausted and I feigned agreement in working through it and told him I could move past it but I was obviously lying. I need time to get shit in order. He is sleeping in the guest room tonight. I told him I would need a lot of space and he said he was okay with that. He left his phone in our bedroom for the night as a peace offering. I hate his fucking guts. I have so many things on my mind right now. What the fuck to do? How to get a lawyer? If I should tell my family. If I should tell the school, the fact that I have no proof but I know what I saw. The fact that I'll be 33 and divorced. Above all, the fact that my husband may have slept with this girl, that's my gut telling me, because he kept repeating that he would never sleep with his students over and over, when I was using words like cheat with, look at porn of or sexed with. So that's the update. I was gaslit and lied to. I got no sleep last night but still went to work this morning to get away from him. He hasn't texted me or called all day. I want nothing more than to go to the school with this info. My heartbreak is gone and I'm just angry and disgusted and want to right his wrongs, but I need him to admit to it so I can know how bad it is and I don't think he will. I was thinking of telling him that I reached out to the girl. I'm not going to, and see if that freaks him out enough to come clean, but what if she doesn't know? Maybe he's using a fake account. Or just saying I have proof, even though I don't. Anybody have any good ideas? In the meantime, I am looking for divorce lawyer ASAP. Too long, didn't read. I found proof of my husband Snapchatting and subscribing to a student's OnlyFans, but now all the evidence is gone and he has gaslit me. I have no idea where to go from here besides starting the divorce process. Relevant comments. First, get an attorney. Follow the advice of said attorney. Second, any chance of contacting this girl's parents? I'm sure they would have a better chance of finding proof and have every reason to want to do so. OP, I thought about contacting her parents. I don't know if they would care though. She's 18 and my husband works at a school with many disadvantaged kids. He teaches advanced math and said she wasn't in his advanced classes, has never been in his classes, and she's not a smart student, so he would never have had a reason to interact with her. If that's the case, who knows what the parents would think. I'm also scared it's overreaching and that she could get in trouble for having an OnlyFans if I tell her parents. I will ask the lawyer this once I speak to one. Lastly, talk to a lawyer and get a PI involved. You will get your answers, he can't completely hide everything. OP, I am leaning towards the PI. I understand everybody saying to divorce him and I don't need evidence, I am 100% planning to do so. I don't know how long this whole process will be but that will happen. I will probably have to live with him in the meantime, as we both spend the majority of our income on our house. But I do not plan on being intimate with him ever again. The thing is, he is beloved in the community. I genuinely think people would believe him over me. Maybe I'm wrong, but his family would never believe me, I know. Even my own family will be shocked. I want to hurt him like he's hurt me and maybe even hurt other people, so I want proof. I think I'll look into some pleas. Are there PIs who can investigate somebody online though? Or just in real life? Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.